Thank you for that. That was, yes. That was very good. That was nice.
Yes.
That was appropriate. Some nights they go on a little too long.
Right.
And people at home learn to hate me for it, but this was nice.
Right. Well, it's hard when you're in your presence to not feel your need.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're responding to my neediness, is what you're saying. As long as they can feel it. Thank you, this woman in the front row. This looks disturbing when you do that. Yeah, good. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Very nice. I appreciate it, and I give you all the love back. All right. It's like my heart is ripping out of my chest.
Or you're doing a shake weight.
Yeah. This could go down a dark road, so let's leave it alone.
All right.
We're all here, ready to go. I love tonight's show.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of this program, as I've said many times. Don't like the host. Too needy, as we established. You know, it is commencement speech season. Have you noticed that? Everyone's giving their commencement speeches right now. And this is a big deal. Do you hear about this one? A billionaire, Robert F. Smith, gave the commencement address to the graduating class at Morehouse College, and he pledged to pay off all their student loans. Isn't that amazing? Yes! That's incredible! Yeah! And guess what? Since his Morehouse speech, Smith has received offers to speak at 8,000 other universities.
Wow.
He is the hottest ticket right now. It's amazing, yeah. Oprah, did you hear about this? Oprah also gave a commencement speech at the University of Colorado, and then she gave out to all the graduates a copy of her book. Yeah, the book is called You Should Have Gone to Morehouse. Can I just hear about that? You know what? Just on a personal level, I wanted to talk about this. I have given 2 commencement speeches in my day, and at the time, you know, people liked them. Now, I look like a dick. You can't give a commencement speech anymore unless you promise to pay everybody. I'm getting calls now. Right. I gave a speech at Dartmouth in 2010. I'm getting calls on people like, where's my money? I want my money!
I blame Ellen. She gives shit away to everybody.
Yeah. It's Ellen's fault. Now, to be fair, whenever I bring up a problem, that's what Andy says.
Yeah.
Anytime I say, yeah, you hear about those fires? I blame Ellen.
I blame Ellen. Yeah. Global warming, Ellen.
Ellen. It is Ellen, yeah. People still talking about the Game of Thrones finale. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Everyone has their own opinion. But one thing fans cannot get over is that a plastic water bottle... This is the world we live in, by the way. We have real problems facing this country, facing the planet Earth. But all Aim was talking about after the finale was a plastic water bottle that was spotted in one of the final scenes. There's a picture of it right here. That's the water bottle poking out behind Sam's leg. Yes. And then, of course, this comes after a coffee cup was spotted in an earlier episode this year, and people all talked about that. Well, guess what? To take advantage of this, we apparently, I just found this out before the show, we have a new sponsor. And this sponsor is cashing in on this phenomenon of Game of Thrones with a really cool product. Check it out.
Now that Game of Thrones has ended, fans the world over are left wondering how to fill the void. Well, worry not. Introducing the Game of Thrones Accidental Beverage Cameo Collector's Set. Now you can buy such well-known accidental beverages as the coffee cup seen in front of Daenerys, the water bottle behind Sam's leg in the finale, the can of squirt a raven landed on in Season 1, Episode 10. Remember? The chocolate milk held by the Night King. That green smoothie someone left on Ned Stark's severed head. The famous battle where every warrior had a McFlurry. And of course, this iconic scene. Own them all in the Game of Thrones Accidental Beverage Cameo Collector Set. Get yours now at participating Medieval Times restaurants.
This is on a personal note. I wanted to talk about this. We had some kind of sweet news around our office. One of our writers, who's been with us for a long time, very talented gentleman named Jose Arroyo, had a cartoon printed in the New Yorker. He's a talented artist, and he had a cartoon. And there's Jose. Hi, Jose. It's a huge honor, and I'm sure you'd all like to see the cartoon that Jose wrote. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up the cartoon.
No, wait. No spoilers, please, no spoilers.
Don't put it up?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not caught up on my issues of the New Yorker. I subscribed a while ago because, you know, it's a thing that smart people do, and I want to seem smart. But they come every week. It's so hard to keep up. So, you know, I'm a little behind.
Well, how far behind are you?
Well, I haven't read one since May 8th, 1989.
Wait a minute. So you want us to wait to show Jose's cartoon to the audience while you catch up on 30 years worth of New Yorker magazines? That's what you want us to do?
Would you? Oh, that would be so great. Thanks. All right. May 8th, 1989. Here we go. All right. More shouts, less murmurs.
Oh, not another dance review. So many white people.
Yeah. Thank you. Listen, thank you so much for waiting. I know that took way longer than it should have.
All right, well, that's fine, Andy. Let's put Jose's cartoon up on the screen. Let's show it. There it is. Look at that. All the good ones are taken. Huh?
I don't get it.
Neither did I. Come on, Jose. It's funny, Jose. Take your bow. Very talented gentleman. We have a great show for you tonight. Author of the Hellfire Club, Emmy award-winning CNN news anchor. He's a good man. Jake Tapper's on the program with the back. My guest tonight is an Emmy award-winning CNN news anchor who hosts The Lead with Jake Tapper and State of the Union. His book, which I've read, which is very good, The Hellfire Club, is available in paperback today. You should grab this. Please welcome Jake Tapper. Good to see you.
It's nice. I like the new set.
Yeah, I like this a lot. It's very informal and, yeah, it's just a nice way to...
It's cozy.
It's cozy. That's the word that I thought of earlier, but don't touch him.
You got cold hands.
Do you really?
Warm heart.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, this one's warm and this one's cold. That's so weird. You're a weird guy.
Yeah, where was that one?
Yeah, all right, let's not talk about it. Let's talk about it. So much to talk about. I had a very interesting evening with you the other night.
We had a lot of fun.
We have to talk about this. I was going to be in New York just for a short period of time, and Mr. Jake Tapper contacts me and says that he's been invited to an event, and you said, you're the kind of person, because you know my interests. We have similar interests in history, presidential history, American history. You said, you've got to come to this event as my date in New York.
It was the 75th anniversary of D-Day in a few days, and it was an invitation to have dinner with the granddaughters of President Eisenhower, and I immediately said yes, and I said to you, you are the only friend I have in the world who also would want to go to something like this.
Yeah. Not only did I want to go, I was excited about it.
You were like, yes, we'll go.
Yes. And so we go to this event, and then what was really sweet is the Eisenhower granddaughters were very excited to see Mr. Jake Tapper. I think they were like, oh, there's that horrible man from television.
No.
They thought they were nice to me, but they were very excited to see you. And then you started to go out of your way to show them that he said Conan has had this thing on his desk, this mug of your grandfather since his first show in 1993. And you were pulling up pictures on your phone and showing them these pictures, and they were looking at the phone.
They
and
were
then
touched.
They were touched. They also thought I was weird.
Right. As one does.
As one does, yeah. Yeah, but it was a nice event. I think don't we have? I think we have a picture of you and I with
Susan,
Dwight Eisenhower.
There we are, with Susan on the left and Anne on the right.
Yeah.
And I think we look good together, the four of us.
Yes. Anytime you want to call me on a weird double
They were
date.
great.
They were wonderful.
They had all these great stories about what he was like as a grandfather and how he had this horrible temper, according to legend, but with them, he was incredibly sweet. And, I think, and then also, just because you're the only other friend I have who would be excited by this, Maurice Templesman comes in, who was the partner of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis in her last years.
Yep.
And again, we're like, look who it is. We're so excited.
You can tell by the audience reaction that no one else,
That's why I
no one
invited
else
him.
gives a shit about what we're talking about.
And the thing is, this could be a room full of
You just name checked Maurice Templesman.
This could be a room full of all of my friends and family, and it would be the exact same reaction.
My wife had the same reaction. She was like, "Oh, you and Jake," and I was like, "Yeah, because the Eisenhower granddaughters, and it's gonna be a D-Day celebration." I was like, "Run along. I'll be with my lover." Hey, let's talk about something. I'm glad we got that out. But
Clap for your wife's lover. Seriously,
Well,
your
guess
wife's
what?
lover got an applause. for
It
it.
got an applause because they're just happy that she's happy.
Right.
The audience is thinking anyone who has to be with that idiot should take on a lover as quickly as they can. We're friends. We hang out. We have a good time. And we have, as I said, we have a lot of similar interests. You are also very good friends with Mr. Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yes.
Who,
big friend of the show.
What's that?
This show, big friend of your show.
But he's a great guy. We've known him for years, but you guys are very tight. And now he's catapulted into superstardom with the Ant-Man phenomenon.
Yeah, he's an Avenger.
He's an Avenger.
Yeah, so I don't hear from him anymore, really.
He doesn't talk to you anymore. You guys were very thick. you
Yeah,
know?
but now he's friends with Thor. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He got you. I'm told he was giving you dieting advice.
Well,
What's that all about?
this is what happened. He and I are almost the exact same age. I am 1 month older than him. And I reached a certain age. I'm 50, and a few years ago, I needed to lose weight. I mean, it was just one of these things that I have a bad back, and they said you need to lose weight for your bad back. And I asked him, how did you get so shredded for Ant-Man? Do you know he was.
Oh yeah. When you're an Avenger, and you have to take your. I'm talking like someone who knows, who's been an Avenger. Hey, when you're an Avenger, which I never was.
You could be Loki. You could have been cast as Loki, I think.
Yeah. I
Right?
don't know.
You're Loki-esque.
I could be the Invisible Woman.
That's a whole different thing.
That's Fantastic Four. Yeah,
Four,
sorry.
yeah.
You have to be shredded. So what was his secret?
Well,
what did they do?
he gave me, first of all, the reason I reached out to him and not,
Yeah, thanks for calling me.
not
You know, we're also friends, and who do you call to get shredded? You call Paul Rudd.
Well, the thing is, we're the same age, we're the similar ethnic stock, so I figured, like, I would never look as shredded as him, but, like, in that direction, that's attainable.
Sure.
And he gave me this diet that had to do with a lot, it's just basic sense of, like, avoiding breads and carbs and eating and having protein shakes in the late afternoon and in the late morning so as to, like,
suppress your appetite when you have a meal. Whatever. It worked. I lost 15, 20 pounds.
Good for you. That's,
yeah. And he's,
do you ever worry as a broadcaster?
I did not get that applause at home.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, look.
Yeah. No,
Although
they don't
my
care.
kids used to call me Fat Daddy, and now they
What?
know.
They called you Fat Daddy?
Well, and now they don't. So that's
Okay.
exciting.
My kids used to call me Unfunny Daddy, and they still do. What is wrong with you people?
My kids call me that too. Unfunny daddy.
So one of the problems with losing weight, especially if you're on TV, is that sometimes if you go too far, you can get a little gaunt in the face. You ever worry about that? Like people can look, you can lose some of the fat in your face, and it doesn't look good on television.
There was a point when that some of the people I worked with thought I'd lost too much weight, and they told me so. But generally speaking, as you know, the camera is very unforgiving, and I was getting older, and I was getting jowlier. And, well...
What do you mean, as I know?
Well, you...
As I know. No!
Yeah.
I find this camera portrays me as the handsome man that I am.
Sure. Yeah.
Let me...
All right, we're going to talk about your book. I read your book, as you know, The Hellfire Club, and...
You actually read it. I know you did. Well, I'm just saying that people say that, but he actually did read it. We talked about it.
You have the lowest self-esteem of anybody... Hey, I read your book. You actually read it?
Did you give him a written test?
Yeah.
You sure?
Ask him a couple questions.
I read the book because it's a novel, and it's a suspense novel, and it's actually about stuff that you and I are very interested in, which is in America, 1950s, the late 50s, political figures that are involved.
Joe McCarthy, John F. Kennedy when he was a senator.
Robert Kennedy,
Bobby
when
Kennedy,
he's
yeah.
young and he's involved in the hearings. And so all these great characters are in there. And so it's a great book.
Thank
really
you.
Fun read. And I think people would enjoy it. And that got me thinking, audiobook. I heard there's an audiobook now.
I did the audio version.
You did it.
I did it.
This is okay.
I've written nonfiction books before, and other people did the audio version, but I did the audio tape of this.
Okay, this begs the question. You have all these characters that we all know from
Yeah.
history, like a younger John F. Kennedy's there, and a younger Robert Kennedy, and you got Joe McCarthy running around. You got all these different people. Who's doing? Did you get celebrities to do those voices?
No, I did the voices.
Do you do the voices as them?
Yes. I figured if I did it and people were listening to it, they would want a little bit of differentiation in the dialogue, and so I listened to what they sounded like, and I so for instance, I know, and you know this because I know you're on the board of the Kennedy Library, John F. Kennedy, he talks a little like down here, and then Robert Kennedy, he's a little higher, right? And so I would do a little...
That's
right,
good.
right.
That's very good.
And I tried to do them all. I tried to do McCarthy's Wisconsin voice and Eisenhower's Kansas twang, and I tried. It was fun.
It is. You can read the book. You can read this book as a fun suspense novel, and then there's lots of fun historical tidbits. It's one of the reasons that years ago I got into reading Gore Vidal, because he wrote such great historical
he's the
fiction.
best. Yeah.
Really good. Your daughter, I know, was just because we were talking about Ellen earlier, and Andy famously blames Ellen for everything. Your daughter promoted her book. She wrote a book.
My
How old is
11-year-old
she?
daughter, she's
11.
She's 11. She wrote a children's book. She came up with an idea. She's a Girl Scout. She noticed the girls were not raising their hand in class. And she came up with an idea for a patch to encourage girls to raise their hand in class, called the Raise Your Hand Patch. And I was so proud. I tweeted it out. And the New York Times op-ed page saw that and said, would she work with an editor on an op-ed encouraging girls to raise their hands? She did. Then a publisher saw that, and she ended up writing a book. And she worships Ellen, worships her. And, like, I'll come downstairs in the morning, and she's sitting on her iPad watching YouTubes of Ellen. And so when she got invited to go on Ellen, it was just like the thrill of a life. And Ellen normally doesn't come into the green room, but she came in to say hi to Alice, and Alice just burst into these tears of joy, and it was just the sweetest thing in the world, and it was so kind, yeah.
So sweet.
And Alan was she was so nice, and she said, I can't wait to see what you do next, and it was just, I mean, to see the tears of joy of an 11-year-old girl, I don't know what could be purer and sweeter than that.
It's funny because I've met your daughter many times, and she doesn't seem to give a shit.
He's Daddy's tall friend.
Yeah. Who's that tall woman who hangs out with Daddy?
You know that friend of yours with the enormous head?
The Lead. I'm cutting you off there. The Lead with Jake Tapper airs weekdays at 4 p.m. on CNN. State of the Union airs Sundays at 9 a.m. on CNN. And check this out. It really is good. The Hellfire Club is available right now in paperback. Jake Tapper! Take a break. We'll be right back. Jake Tapper, that's our show. Good night, everybody.
The coffee cup seen in front of Daenerys. The water bottle behind Sam's leg in the finale. The can of squirt a raven landed on in Season 1, Episode 10. Remember? The chocolate milk held by the Night King. That green smoothie someone left on Ned Stark's severed head. The famous battle where every warrior had a McFlurry. And of course, this iconic scene. Own them all in the Game of Thrones Accidental Beverage Cameo Collector Set. Get yours now at participating Medieval Times restaurants.